Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. The wait is over. It's time for Super Bowl 53. The biggest day of the year on the NFL calendar has arrived, and what a matchup we have in store for us. This promises to be an incredible contest as these teams do battle for the Lombardi Trophy. It's the Bisons going up against the Falcons. So the time has come. Let's send you out to the stadium and join the two men that will have the Super Bowl call. Here are Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Thank you very much, Larry. While the skies may be ominous, there's never a bad day for football. We count down to kickoff in what should be an epic one here between the Oklahoma City Bison and the Atlanta Falcons. I'm Brandon Guyton alongside Charles Davis, beyond thrilled to be bringing you the Super Bowl. All the pomp, all the circumstance, all the pageantry. It doesn't get any better than this, partner.
I'm loving sharing this booth with you, sharing this moment, this type of a game. For all the teachers who said we'd never make it, we're here.
And we talk these last couple weeks about the buildup, the anticipation. I think these guys are just ready to get out there and get this thing started.
And I know that both coaching staffs have spent considerable time trying to figure out how to best bring their team up to a peak without taking them over the edge and causing a lot of issues early in the game.
And you don't think much of a pregame speech is needed for this one?
I think the pregame speeches were the shortest all year. If they didn't just say, let's go get them, guys, they probably talked too much.
Years after Joe Namath and the guarantee, we are underway in Super Bowl 53. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. They'll be led out by the man taking number 3 overall back in 2000. Hits their now veteran quarterback, Matt Ryan.
And at times it's hard for me to believe I'm saying veteran Matt Ryan. Still remember him coming out of Boston College, full of enthusiasm, mastered their 2-minute drill in his first OTA. What a play.
And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's second down. So the defense has put them in a tough spot. It's defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. On 3rd down, Ryan. And this is going to be incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver. Now 4th down. On fourth down, here's Matt Bosher on to punt.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed. And that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run, they can play at any spot because they can make plays on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage.
He was looking for Dante Moncrief that time. And it's third down. And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the second down incompletion.
Let's go.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
That throw has to be a quarterback's dream, doesn't it? Big tight end, curling in the middle of the field, so it's great sight lines for him. And when they show their numbers back to the quarterback, when they sit down right there, that should be pitch and catch.
51 yards on the punt there. And it'll be Falcon football as they take possession. Here comes the defense heading back out here on the road. They have a little something to build off of from last time with a 3-and-out.
And what they have to build off of? Great confidence right now. Being able to stuff someone on a 3-and-out, you feel like you're in control now. You're doing the dictating. They want to see if that can continue as this game progresses.
Will it continue? We'll see. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Again, they'll run with Freeman. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
Let's just go ahead and go back through that play with his eyes because he's got to read his keys. Run or pass right off the top. You're probably going to read an offensive lineman to see if he sets up in pass protection, if he fires out for a running play. The next thing is you're going to check and see what the back's going to do, and if he ends up with the football, okay, now you got to check and see. Does an offensive lineman come downfield and try and block you? Are you going to try to elude him? Are you going to take him on and hold your spot? What are you going to do? In this case, didn't have to do any of that. Saw all of his keys, saw the play in front of him, and ran clean to the ball carrier and finished off the play.
This is brought in at the 21. On the return that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. Give him 6 yards and they do convert on 3rd.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic. So anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run. It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
A handoff as they run the counter play. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
And the play clock's running down. Out of the gun now on third down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up. And they just did. And they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Falcons now. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
And Freeman, not sure if he was a surprise exactly, but he sure took the NFL by storm.
But when you talk with his team, they'll tell you they saw this coming. They knew he had the talent. They were just ready to turn him loose on a full-time basis, and he took full advantage of it.
And now one of the most electrifying runners in the game today. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
And to give this time to the tailback. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
Ryan now to throw on 3rd down. That's caught at the 1. They give them 2 yards there as they're set up now with a 1st and goal. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. They come out here in the eye. They'll look to run with Freeman. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman taking it in from a yard out. And the Falcons have taken the early lead. And he was excellent on that drive. He deserved to be the one to get across the chalk.
Oh, I agree with you totally. A workhorse on the drive. And how about that last decisive run to punch it in?
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll start in a hole here as he's brought down at the 11-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light.
Brennan Gordon, Charles Davis back with you as it's OKC football here to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a 1st down.
Here we go.
He'll look to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. So 2nd down, 3 yards to go now. And on the ground they go with the running back. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, it's almost a tendency breaker.
He's got his man on the crossing route. just falls short down at the 1-yard line.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
And they'll run it here. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll go backwards, losing yard. To the 5. Now from back at the 5. This is 3rd and goal. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's got time in the pocket. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Grady Jarrett in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. Well, this has been a pretty sizable drive. They've had some success. Finally, the defensive coordinator found some success of his own.
I think he just simply said enough of that. Okay, they've moved the ball well. We need to force the issue from our end, and that's exactly what he did.
So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
Yeah, as an offensive coordinator, if you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work. But in his defense, this has been a stifling defense so far. So they've got to start finding a way to unlock them as this game goes on.
Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. Offense needs something here on second down. It is 2nd and long. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility? Brandon, there's no doubt the defense has to be excited after stacking up back-to-back running plays. But I still remember my old coaches saying, after you've had some success, you better be careful. They might have an answer for you. So make sure you watch your keys, play your techniques, and don't get overconfident.
Holding offense.
Here's Matt Bosher now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded at the 20. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done. But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They were trying to get it there to Michael Floyd. And it's 3rd and short. And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the 2nd down incompletion.
Here we go.
Halfback sent in motion. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. A gain of 13 and also a first down.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
We saw that indeed, picking up the first.
The good signal callers will never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
Well, so far, this game has gone the way the defensive coordinator had hoped. They've dictated things, and they've not let him run the ball very well at all. They gave up a nice game there. I doubt it'll back off their confidence. They've played so well throughout this entire game.
Over to the right side, caught by Moncrief. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. So it's a 7-play drive, but it stalls out in the end.
Let's credit the defensive front 7. They were a little leaky at the start of the drive, but they stiffened toward the end.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back on Super Bowl Sunday after this. A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
There are so many things to watch for him. Reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different colored jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
And here now the offense heading back out there. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. They'll look to throw now on first down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Look pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage.
And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. Grady Jarrett in there to get him for his 2nd sack of the night. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Know where to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Finding time. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Courtney Upshaw in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So we're back in the offense getting set following the call of that timeout. And Lutz's kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've come upon halftime here in Super Bowl 53. As we check in with Larry Ridley in Orlando, he's standing by with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Falcons' offense has been on the field more, but it hasn't led to a big lead. The Bisons are competing hard, and it's still very much in doubt which side will walk away with the Lombardi Trophy. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Falcons with the ball, end of the first. Freeman's looking for room to run. Falcons still on the field. He ends up running for over 20 yards on the play. Freeman's going to head outside to the right, and he'll go in for the score. Falcons with the early advantage.
All right, LR, thank you, my man. Still anyone's contest, just a 2-point game as we get set for the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. J.J. Nelson now to return. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So here they come. The team now getting the football first to start this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Well, pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. That goes as a gain of 37 on third down.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Grady Jarrett with the tackle. See if they stay on the ground for second down.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen, have excellent hands.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Grady Jarrett in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Surveying the field, and that is incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it, sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And, yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively, and now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because that's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker board?
Yeah, those two.
8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
To throw is Ryan. Christian Covington in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Oh, boy, he got a favorable spot there. The guys on the sidelines were raising their hands over their head and clasping their hands to signal safety. But the official marked it just outside the end zone at the 1-yard line.
So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. That's taken it around the 40. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. Now this offense ready to head back out there. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And not much running room. Down to the 32. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
It'll be a gain of 6, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. So just 1 yard to go here on 3rd down. And they'll go with the ground attack here. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches.
Partner, that's another short run there, and I think the easy thing is to look at him right now and say, let's get away from him entirely. Let's start throwing the football, but I don't think you ever...
And the holder's going to keep it. He's going to try to run for it. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. And here now come the Falcons. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked so well, and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. Trying to get that in the hands of Devontae Freeman that time. And it'll bring up 3rd down. So a ways to go here on 3rd and 10.
And there's a good opportunity to just want to ride there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
Ryan, he's got time. And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. And now that brings up 4th down there. A loss of 6 yards on the sack. Here's Matt Bosher now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. That's taken on the 25. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And now back out comes the offense. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. 23 yards on the play. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go through a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. Punching it in from a yard away. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead.
And that touchdown ends a streak, for lack of a better word, of 3 field goals that they put on the board previously. They finally cracked the code.
Yeah, they've been down there. They've been in enemy territory, as you said. They just hadn't been able to punch it in until that point. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Freeman, the lone man in the backfield. Now a play fake here on first down. Backing up. He completes it to Julio Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets back now here on EA Sports. It's the Falcons. They'll have the football, but trailing on the scoreboard as we get set to begin the fourth. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
Defense maybe trying to guess the snap count there, and it costs them 5 yards. Play action here on first down. The left side completion to Jones. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
And he will find his man on the outside. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Here's Ryan. This will be caught just inside the 10. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Now, I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. On 3rd and 1, Ryan. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Devontae Freeman, his second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Falcons have cut it to within a score. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting run so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had the feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
Now this offense ready to take over again. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And in this situation with a lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on 3rd.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve.
And that pickup of a first down That's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here. Down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them. And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
And he'll get it down here to the 43. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. 2nd down following the run. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And his throw is incomplete.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
And it's caught. Touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver. A 24-yard touchdown. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so they're... There really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
And so we have the touchdown. Now here's Blair Walsh to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Matt Ryan and the offense heading back onto the field. So as you see the numbers, a very uncharacteristic start, but he's been more characteristic as of late.
And usually we're seeing a very good start out of him because, let's face it, he's one of the best out there. But when he does have a start, as we just saw, would you call it uncharacteristic? You know mentally he's not that worried about it. He knows how good he is and figures he's going to get back on the beam real fast.
A good start there on first down. They've got to have this drive.
No doubt about it. Down a couple of scores. They have to find a way to put it in the end zone. Chunk plays, explosive plays. That would be the key to this drive.
12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains. And a nice pitch and catch to pick up the reception against man coverage.
Both of them read how much yardage they needed, figured what they had to do, and were able to beat the man coverage for the completion.
Here's Ryan to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Give him a couple on the catch, it's 2nd and 8. And right now, defensively, you love that, don't you? I mean, you'll give them that play.
And they'll take it every single time. This is almost like nickeling and diming it downfield, and too much time's going to run off the clock.
Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. To throw again is Ryan. And finding the tight end Hooper. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. They brought in an extra defensive back here, so probably not expecting a run on 3rd and 3.
A good call.
Ryan. He's got Sanu. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Here's Ryan. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 20.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Now Ryan. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Now Ryan. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
And they put it in the end zone, which was job 1. Now they have to convert. And then it's decision time, isn't it?
Yeah, this is what all teams go through. You look at the clock, you're inside 2 minutes, look at your timeouts, make that onside kick decision.
Yeah, how do you feel about your defense, where you are in terms of the scoreboard, and the time left on the clock, as you noted, so many things to go through.
And it looks like this one won't work out. Ham's team able to secure the football. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll be taken down. And the Falcons going to use another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Just 1 yard to go here on 2nd down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. Time for this one final knee to put a bow on this title bout. Well, partner, even though my phone alarm failed me this morning and missed our AM workout, we still made it through this thing together, didn't we?
Well, you always know I need extra workouts just to keep up with you, so it doesn't matter. But thanks for sharing a booth, and thanks for being our quarterback.
Yeah, you're the quarterback. Always a pleasure, my friend. And they end this year just how everybody wants to end the year, holding the Lombardi Trophy. What a season for them. What a ride it's been for us as well here in the booth. For Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you next season right here on EA Sports.